And now, ladies and gentlemen, we will be having the toast.
I'm speaking here today on behalf of myself, Amanda, and Nikki. First, we'd like to thank the parents of the groom and the bride for such a beautiful wedding. Tony and Greg were like second parents to us growing up, so it's really special to celebrate this alongside them. Gab sent me several text messages telling me that this needed to be short because you guys were going to be really hungry. So I'm going to get right to it. The four of us have been friends for over 20 years. We grew up just up and down the street from one another, and we've been a part of every aspect of each other's lives. We know each other's quirks and habits, and there are so many things we love about this beautiful bride. If you know Gab, then you know she's compassionate, she's caring, she's empathetic toward anyone who is four-legged and covered in fur. One time I felt like I had to pretend to be a stray dog to get her to let me stay at her house. We've shared countless memories from being at our first bus stop together. We shared our first day of student teaching together, and the three of them chose Penn State for some reason. Charlie has been lucky enough to be a part of quite a few of our escapades. Before meeting us, I don't know that he knew how eventful a Walmart trip could be. And on a more serious note, if you yourself have ever been a victim to prank calling, I would like to apologize for it was probably us, whether it was 1998 or 2018 or last night. We're really sorry about that. We feel so lucky to have witnessed Gab and Charlie's relationship flourish over the last almost 6 years, 3 of which have been an engagement, but we made it. So here we are, and let's raise a glass to our very best friend who we love so dearly, and to her finding the man of her dreams. Cheers to the new Mr. and Mrs.
All right, hi everyone. I'm George Prokopik. I'm Charlie's older brother. I first wanted to start off by thanking Mr. and Mrs. Soxman, as well as my parents, for throwing such a great celebration for these two. I was also told to keep this short, under a paragraph, but I think I'll just start at the beginning. Charlie and I first met in the 80s. Back in those days, Charlie was a little bit chunkier, had a much higher pitched voice, and a cute buzzed head. Over the year, we both matured and got degrees from Pennsylvania's finest institution, Penn State. We both became homeowners, and Charlie was always there to help me tear down walls or rebuild retaining walls or paint or whatever I needed. He was there to help. When Gabrielle first came along, we knew something was different. For one, he suddenly loved animals. Especially dogs. Am I right, Sam? Currently, Charlie's house has anywhere from 2 to 19 cats, which is a lot for someone who's allergic to cats. It's definitely apparent in his words as well as his actions that he cares deeply for Gab. And it's easy to see why. Gab is a wonderful person, and you two make a great couple. Now, I don't know how many people know this, but it's been over 3 years since Charlie and Gab got engaged. In that time, the Penguins have won the Cup twice. There's been like 5 new Star Wars movies, and we elected a reality TV show as president. In total, it's been 1,223 days where Gab could have changed her mind. But it's too late, Gab. Too late. But seriously, Sam and I would like to officially welcome you to the family. So I will close with this. Although I haven't been married as long as some of the people in this room, my advice to you, especially you, Charlie, is to never stop pursuing each other. Don't think of today as a finish line, but a continuation of your love and growing closer together each day. I know I speak for Sam and Andrew when I say I wish you all the happiness in the world. So would everyone please raise a glass to Mr. and Mrs. Charlie and Gabrielle Prokopik.
Everybody get comfortable. I'm going to take them off. First, I'd like to welcome everyone to the bar. And thank you for all coming out to the celebration of Dad and Charlie's wedding. I hope everyone has a great time this evening. I'd also like to thank Bob for a great job for the ceremony. Now, I have to share with you some things here. Back in 1994, 24 years ago, last month, we attended another wedding of Uncle Bob and Aunt Leslie's wedding. We all had a very nice time at the wedding and reception. However, there was a 5-year-old at this wedding by the name of Charlie. He was really getting into the whole wedding reception thing. He became a dancing machine. And fortunately, this was all captured on film. After watching the video, this is one of those things that you say as a parent. You have to say, someday, I'm going to show this at the wedding. So we're going to look at and view this video clip.
And now we have some words from Greg Soxman.
Hold on 1 second.
Oops, sorry.
It's okay. Gab. All I can say to you is good luck with that. Now, I'd like you to raise your glass, and I would like to welcome Gab into our family, to wish Gab and Charlie a long life of good health, happiness, and of course, Charlie, always have those happy people. That was great, sir.
So you don't have to endure too much more of this. I again want to thank everybody for coming here to celebrate with us. I know this isn't an easy trip for everyone, and I know some people have traveled very far to get here. So I think we have somebody here from California, some Ohio folks, North Carolina. We do appreciate you coming here to celebrate with us. We also appreciate the cookie making. I've never seen so many cookies in my life, and I know they're all fabulous. Make sure everybody takes them home at the end of the night and enjoy them at home with the rest of your families. I want to thank Gabrielle's friends. You have truly been friends to Gabrielle, and I've appreciated it. And I've looked at you three as daughters from the time you became friends, so I do appreciate it. I've been through some tough times, and it's very much appreciated. Thank you. Well, I did some of this last night during the Penn State game. So there are a few words I might have to cross out, and might be a little disheveled because things weren't going well. So my train of thought wasn't exactly ideal. So I'll talk about Gabrielle a little bit. She was born and she was the apple of our eye. She was a beautiful little baby. We brought her home and my God, she didn't sleep for 3 or 4 years. And she's still catching up on that sleep that she missed. She's doing a good job catching up. I think she's almost there. She became a teacher and later a nurse. I knew she was going to be a teacher, there was no doubt. She used to play with her Barbie dolls, line them up in the basement, have a little desk, and she would cross her legs and have a glass of coffee, and she would tell her students what to do, and she would reprimand them if they were bad. And so I saw her becoming a teacher, not a nurse. One thing you should know about Gabrielle, she doesn't like sick people. So that kind of surprised me. But kudos to you, working full-time during the day, completed nursing school at night, passed her boards. Gabrielle is a registered nurse. I'm very proud of you. But Gabrielle's very smart. She doesn't usually forget things, but she does remember things sometimes late. Like when she goes to the Steeler game and, Dad, I just remember I don't have my tickets. Can you run them down to me? Or on her way to Kennywood, Dad, I forgot my tickets. You didn't forget, you just remembered a little late. So anyway, that's kind of what went on here and there. Well, I was getting to that. So, getting back to the Penn State thing. So Gabrielle graduated from Penn State, and we were on our way to graduation. And we were partway there. And I hear her voice in the back seat say, Dad, and I know this can't be good. We're halfway there. I don't have my cap and gown. You think it's going to be okay? I don't know. So we turned around, got the cap and gown, and of course we made it. Everything worked out fine. She is her mother's daughter. Okay, these two are very kind, they're compassionate, they're loving, they tend to care for the disadvantaged, and there's no doubting that. A lot of times they are furry and four-legged, but these two really do care. And it's a great thing to see. My daughter does work at Children's Hospital, Western Psychiatric Hospital, taking care of children with special needs and trying to teach them. And I give her credit for that every day. It's a very difficult thing to do. So she is a mini-me though. Okay, Charlie? So when you come home after work, open the door slowly, because I don't know what's going to come running at you. So be careful, be careful. So when you have a daughter, you feel like you need to teach them things through life so they don't get into trouble, and you try to teach them lessons so they don't have to learn them the hard way. So there were a couple lessons that I missed, unfortunately. I did teach her to drive. I don't know what happened. We spent a lot of time, but that hasn't quite worked out very well. One of the other things I missed, I forgot to tell her, do not park your car in the drive-thru of a fast food restaurant. People getting their food will get very mad. I also forgot the lesson about putting liquid dish soap in the dishwasher. That didn't end well. But the worst, maybe, one day she came over to my house trying to clean out the inside of her car, and I see her spraying something on her car mats to try to clean them off. And I said, yeah, what is that? It smells like alcohol. She said, it's carpet cleaner. And I looked at it. It was starter fluid. Thank God she doesn't smoke. All right, on to Charlie. Where's Charlie? Okay, Charlie. One day Gabrielle came home and said, I have a new boyfriend, a real nice guy, his name is Charlie. What's his last name? It says Charlie Prokopik. I didn't know of him. Well, it's a tight community, you know a lot of people, but I didn't know Charlie. So they dated a little while longer, and he had come over a couple of times. I met him, he was a great guy. And then I started, different areas in the community, and people come up to me and say, hey, I hear your daughter's dating Charlie. And I said, yeah. He's a great guy. I coached him in baseball. I was his teacher. Multiple people came up to tell me that, and that is very reassuring. And I appreciate that. I really do. I also get the same about Charlie's family. We go various places. I go to my golf league, and hey, I hear your daughter is dating Charlie. I know his parents. They're wonderful people. And again, that's very reassuring and nice to know. And now that I've got to meet you, I know it's definitely true. Charlie asked me if he could marry Gabrielle. You earned a lot of respect that day. He was a little nervous. He came over and he actually asked me. I think nowadays people get text messages and that kind of thing and say, hey, dude, can I marry your daughter? But he did not do that, and I did appreciate that. You've earned my respect for that, and you always have my respect for that. So that's class, absolutely. I messed up a little bit though when it came to that. Gabrielle said to me, can I give Charlie your phone number? I said, sure, why would you have to ask? She said, oh, he just wants to talk to you before we go away to Jamaica. And I looked at her and I said, are you two getting married? She said, no, he just wants to talk to you. And I said, it sounds like you're getting married. And my wife is standing behind her with stop talking sign. And I kind of blew it, but it worked out great just the same. I think she was still a little surprised. I tried to convince her that I was wrong, but I'm not sure that I did. So anyway, getting back to basics here, you know, these are wonderful children, adults, and I think we all have had a part of that. Not just parents, but probably everybody in this room. Friends, neighbors, people that you work with, they all take part in raising you. And it's very important, and I think we can all say to ourselves that we did a very good job here. And I do appreciate all the help from the neighbors. And I do want to make a toast, but I want to mention one other story because this is kind of an interesting thing. I know I'm getting long, but I'm very sorry about this. So Gabrielle was abducted one time. Did you know the story, Charlie? Okay, so she was abducted. She was at a babysitting class at Forbes Hospital. And apparently you're supposed to sign in and sign out when you leave. Gabrielle was being picked up by a neighbor, Mary Fortulo, because I was working and my wife was working. So Mary innocently goes up, picks up my daughter, takes her home, and the babysitting class noticed that Gabrielle was missing. So they called security, who called the Groveville police, who called the Plum police. They locked down the hospital. They were searching cars and trunks. They put out well, it might have been a Gabrielle alert if they didn't already have an Amber alert, but they locked down Plum and Road. They were stopping cars looking for her. Well, it turns out she's at Mary's house having a good old time. But nobody knew that. So eventually the Plum police knocked on doors, eventually got to Mary's house, and I guess they weren't too happy with Mary, but she really didn't do anything wrong. So I just thought that was an interesting story. Again, I want to thank everybody. I'd like to have a toast. These two are wonderful young adults. I hope they have a long and healthy life together, and we appreciate you. Thank you very much. Thanks, everybody. Cheers.
I'm not making that or anything, but I just wanted to thank everybody for coming, taking the time out of their days, traveling all this way, coming to celebrate with us. And I want to thank both of our parents for making this possible, and I hope you enjoy your night and have lots of fun.
Yeah, I'm not a talker, but I think everybody can agree. But yeah, everyone, thank you so much for coming, and let's have a great night.